$18.40. Sit with that number because that's the exact balance in my checking account the summer I turned 18. I was standing outside a gas station staring at it on a cracked flip phone screen because I just burned my last 20 bucks on gas to get to a job interview I didn't even land. Nobody tells you a moment this small is actually the starting line of a story that ends somewhere you wouldn't believe. So stick with me, because I'm walking you through every year from 18 to 40. What I made, what I blew, what nearly wrecked me, and what I built so quietly I didn't notice it happening. Every number's real, and there's a moment around 29 that'll make you want to check your own bank account. So wait for it. 18 years old. I'm working part-time at a hardware store, $9.50 an hour, maybe 22 hours a week if the schedule's kind. That's about 836 bucks a month before taxes, $740 after. I'm living at home, so rent's not eating me alive, but there's a car payment my dad had to co-sign because no bank was trusting 18-year-old me with a loan. $180 a month for a Corolla with 140,000 miles already on it. Gas, another 120. Phone bill, 60. Fast food, probably 150 a month. Because at 18, you don't think of food as a budget line. You think of it as whatever sounds good right now. By December, I've got exactly $340 saved. That wasn't discipline, that was just math. I didn't have enough left over to blow on anything else. I was surviving on fumes and calling it a plan. 19. I start community college, still at the same hardware store, now bumped up to $10.75 an hour. This is the year everything quietly shifts, because I get approved for my first credit card. $500 limit. Swiping that thing for the first time felt like finding a glitch in the system, like free money nobody had noticed yet. Textbooks, $310. Shoes I didn't need, 89 bucks. A dinner out I couldn't afford, 47. By December, the card's maxed. Minimum payment, $35 a month at almost 25% interest, a number that meant nothing to me then and wouldn't fully hit me for another 6 years. This is the year the clock starts ticking in the background of my whole life, and I don't even know it's running yet. 20. I land my first full-time gig at a call center, 15 bucks an hour, 40 hours a week. Suddenly, I'm pulling in $2,400 a month before taxes, and for the first time, I feel rich. That feeling's dangerous, because feeling rich at 20 usually just means richer than yesterday, not stable. I move into my first apartment with a roommate. My half of rent, $625. Utilities split, $90. Groceries, maybe $280, because I don't know how to cook yet. That credit card balance, instead of shrinking, climbs to $1,200, because now I feel entitled to spend like I actually have money. I don't save $1 this entire year, not one, and I don't even notice because nothing bad happens yet. That's the trap. Nothing bad happens for a long time, right up until the day it does. 21. That day arrives, my transmission dies. Repair quote, $1,800. I don't have it. So I open a second credit card just to cover this bill at 26% interest. Now I'm juggling 2 cards, combined balance around $3,400, minimum payments eating close to $210 a month, just to keep my credit report from turning red. This is the year I first feel that specific 2 a.m. anxiety, lying awake doing math in my head, refreshing my banking app like the numbers somehow different. I don't fix anything yet. I just start to feel the weight of it in my chest for the first time. 22. The year that changes everything. On a random Tuesday night, for reasons I still can't explain, I open a blank spreadsheet. Maybe I was just tired of carrying the anxiety without doing anything about it. I write down every debt, $3,400 in credit cards, a $1,200 personal loan I genuinely forgotten I took out to cover a bad rent month. Total debt, $4,600. Total savings, 0. I sit there staring at that number for a long time. This is the night everything actually starts. Not because the number is good, it's terrible, but because for the first time, I actually look at it instead of away. I pick up a weekend delivery job, adding roughly $400 a month. I set aside 50 bucks a week toward debt, non-negotiable, automatic. 23. My main job bumps me to $17.50 an hour after a promotion to shift lead. Combined with weekend delivery, I'm bringing in about $3,100 a month. I go after the smaller card first and kill it by August. I feel something I hadn't felt in years. Momentum. Not wealth yet, just momentum. But that difference matters more than you'd think, because momentum's the thing that eventually gets you to wealth. By year end, debt's down to $2,700. Still red, still not great, but finally moving the right direction instead of growing quietly in the dark. 24. I pay off the remaining $2,700 completely. I remember the exact moment, sitting in my car in a parking lot, hitting submit on that final payment, sitting there in silence for what felt like 10 minutes. Nobody to call who'd understand why this mattered so much. That same week, I opened my first real savings account and drop in $300. The first dollars of my adult life not earmarked for fixing a past mistake. I also opened a Roth IRA, out of curiosity after a coworker mentioned it at lunch. I put in $100 to start, more curious than strategic. 25. I'm making $19 an hour at a new logistics job, roughly $3,300 a month before taxes. And I set up something I'd never done before, an automatic transfer. $200 a month into the Roth, $150 into savings, both pulled 2 days after payday before I can talk myself out of it. This is the year my emergency fund finally crosses $1,000. Not exciting to look at, just a quiet number sitting untouched. But it's the first real ground I've ever stood on. 26. My car, a different one now, needs a new alternator. $540. And here's the part that matters. I pay it straight from savings, same day, no panic, no new card. 2 years earlier, this exact bill would have restarted the whole debt cycle. Instead, it's just a Tuesday. I rebuild the fund within 2 months and don't think about it again. Roth contribution bumps to $300 a month. Total invested balance by December, just over $6,200. 27. I switched jobs completely, landing a warehouse operations role paying $58,000 a year, roughly $3,900 a month after taxes. Biggest income jump of my 20s, and it comes with a question most people never stop to ask. What do you do the moment extra money shows up? I could inflate my lifestyle right now. Instead, I keep expenses almost exactly where they were and redirect the difference. $400 a month into the Roth, another $300 into a new brokerage account for a house down payment. By year end, combined investments sit around $13,800. 28. I won't pretend I was perfect. I buy a slightly nicer car, financed, $320 a month for 60 months. Not the smartest move, paying interest on something losing value every day. But I keep the payment reasonable and don't let it stop the investing. This is also the year I watch a friend finance a car with a payment nearly triple mine on a similar salary. I feel that pull, that quiet voice, wondering if I'm missing out. I don't judge him, but I notice the pull, sit with it, and let it pass without acting on it. Combined investments end the year around $22,400. 29. Here's the moment I told you about. The market drops 19% over about 5 months. First real downturn I've lived through as an actual investor, not just something I read about. I checked the account daily the first 2 weeks, watching real money shrink in real time, and it's genuinely awful. Then I force myself to stop checking. I keep contributing anyway, buying shares lower without fully trusting the decision. I don't sell a single share. By year end, the account's recovered, and then some, simply because I kept buying through the fear instead of running from it. 30. Combined investments cross $40,000, salaries now $64,000 after a promotion to operations supervisor. Emergency fund sits at 4 months, roughly $9,600. This is the year I run the real math, properly, for the first time. If I keep contributing at this rate, averaging a 9% return, by 60 I'm looking at somewhere around 1.4 million. Not a hopeful guess, just arithmetic running quietly in the background. Turning 30 debt-free feels less like a victory lap and more like finally standing on solid ground after years on cracked ice. 31. My mom calls about a roof repair she's been putting off for months. Quote comes back at $4,200. She's careful on the phone, clearly rehearsed, clearly hating that she has to ask. I tell her not to worry about it. I transfer the money the next day. No debt, no sleepless night. What stays with me isn't the amount, it's how easily I said yes. 5 years earlier, helping her would have meant borrowing money I didn't have, and a quiet shame about not being able to absorb a family emergency without falling apart. This is the year I finally understand what this was all for. Never the number on a screen, it was capacity. Showing up for people you love without it costing your stability. 32. My company announces restructuring. The email lands Thursday afternoon, and by evening, the group chats go silent in that specific way that only means one thing. I go home and run the numbers. My savings, now 6 months of expenses, would carry me comfortably while I search for something new. Layoffs land 2 weeks later. I'm not one of them. 2 people close to me are. Watching them clean out their desks, I feel something complicated. Relief that I'm safe, guilt about the relief, and a cold understanding this can happen to anyone. I push my emergency fund target from 6 months to 8 without touching my investments. 33. I use the brokerage account I've been building since 27 as part of a down payment on a small house. $340,000 purchase, $34,000 down. A 20-year fixed mortgage locked in after months of comparing offers. More than rent was, sure, but now it's building something instead of vanishing into a landlord's account. I don't empty the account completely either. I leave a buffer because the whole point was never to zero myself out chasing one milestone. 34. A small moment that ends up mattering more than it should. I'm standing in a kitchen store choosing between a $36 blender and a $98 one. Old me grabs the cheap one without thinking twice. This time I actually run the math. Daily use, expected lifespan, the warranty on the pricier one. Cost per use turns out nearly identical. I buy the better one and sit in my car afterward, realizing I'm no longer thinking in 30-day windows. I'm thinking in years, and it happened without me ever deciding to. 35. I finally calculate my real net worth properly, including the house. Investments, $81,000. Home equity, roughly $46,000. Cash savings, $9,400. Remaining debt, just the mortgage. Total net worth, approximately $136,400. I think back to $18.40 outside that gas station. 17 years. I didn't get here through a windfall. I got here through automated transfers that happened before I could talk myself out of them. Through staying invested during a downturn that genuinely scared me. Through saying yes to my mom without hesitation. Through choosing the better blender. Between 36 and 39, the story gets quieter, because this is the stretch where the actual math starts doing most of the work instead of me. Salary climbs to $79,000 by 38. Nothing dramatic changes in behavior. The system built in my 20s just keeps running on autopilot. By 39, market growth alone adds more in a single year than my entire annual contribution. Money's making money while I sleep, while I'm sick, while I forget to check the account for weeks. This is also the stretch where I notice something nobody talks about. A quiet distance growing between me and people I love who aren't on the same path. Some are dealing with real financial pain that's hard to watch. Some earn more than I do and spend every cent like it'll keep showing up. I've brought it up gently, more than once. It rarely lands because people don't rewire their relationship with money over one conversation. They do it alone, at their own kitchen table, on their own version of the Tuesday night I had at 22. I can only keep carrying my own choices quietly. I wake up on my 40th birthday, and before coffee, before checking my phone, I lie there thinking about the gas station, the flip phone, the $18.40. Then I check the real number. Total net worth, $214,000. Not a millionaire. Not financially free by whatever definition the internet's using this year. But 40 years old, debt-free, outside a mortgage on a home I actually own equity in. Sitting on over $200,000 in real, working wealth, built from a starting line that was basically zero. The median net worth for a 40-year-old in this country sits around $35,000. I'm at roughly 6 times that. Not from an inheritance, not from a lucky break, though luck helped quietly here and there, the way it always does for people who won't admit it out loud. It's because of a spreadsheet opened on a random Tuesday at 22. Because of automated transfers that happened before doubt could talk me out of them. Because of staying invested when every part of me wanted to sell. Because of a roof repair paid without hesitation and a car repair paid the same way years later. Because of choosing the better blender. Wealth was never going to feel like a number lighting up on a screen. It felt like paying for a repair without a shred of dread. It felt like watching two coworkers get laid off and knowing, with real certainty, I'd be okay either way. It felt like telling my mom, "Don't worry about it," and meaning every word. Mostly it felt like waking up on one ordinary morning at 40 and realizing the future had finally stopped just happening to me and started being something I was building, one automated transfer at a time. Starting all the way back from $18.40 outside a gas station I still drive past sometimes, just to remember.